Alright guys, so in this video I am going to show you how to calculate the theoretical probabilities and how to compare the experimental and theoretical probabilities using a double bar graph. So I have right here, and I made an extra column for the theoretical probability. Sorry, I made a little mistake here. This should be as the experimental probability from the video that you last saw, and here is the theoretical probability column. All right, so I'm going to start off the uniform distribution and I'm going to work my way towards the other three distributions. So what you have to do is, in this example, if you remember, there's a 12-sided die and we're counting the probability for each outcome. The random variable is each outcome where the probability is the same. So this one's probably the easiest to do of the four. All you have to do is just type out the math. Just like with formulas, when you start with math, you gotta start with an equal sign, okay? And we know that the probability of any result on a 12-sided die is 1/12. So I'm gonna type 1 / for divide 12. I'm gonna press enter. If I click on the handle and drag, it'll just apply the same formula to every cell, 1/12. And there we go. Now, once you have these three columns right here, the value of a random variable, the experimental probabilities, and the theoretical probabilities, all you have to do is select all of them, include the headings as well. That'll help you for the graph. All right, and you're going to go to Insert, Chart, and that gives you a graph. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to make a double bar graph. This is not a double bar graph. This is called a line chart. So we're not going to use this. So when you make a chart, this chart editor opens up right here. In the setup section under chart type, if you click on that, find a double bar graph. We can see it's right here. Okay, the double bar graph is also known as a column chart. Click on that, and there we go. We have our double bar graph. Okay, so we're comparing the experimental and theoretical probabilities here. This is more or less complete. Give it an appropriate heading. I guess it's better to call it experimental versus theoretical probabilities. That's a simple enough title. All right, if you double click on title, it'll let you edit it. Another thing is we want to label all the axes. We should label the vertical axis. All right, so the horizontal axis is already given for you, right? You get your x equals the die result. So to change the axis, we can go to the customize section, chart and axis titles, and we'll insert a vertical axis title. We can call this probability. Okay. And there we go. That's it for the uniform distribution. I'm going to move on now to the binomial distribution. Again, I made a little mistake here. There should be the experimental probability, and this is the theoretical probability. Okay, now this is from the previous video as well. Remember our event here. We got 6 spinners numbered 1 to 4. We're counting number of times it lands on 4. And here's my experimental probability distribution. Now I'm going to calculate the probability using the binomial distribution. For those who are working on that, you have to type out a formula. It's equals, and the formula for the binomial distribution is binomdist, B-I-N-O-M-D-I-S-T. Open brackets. Okay, Google Sheets helps you out. It tells you what you can what you should input inside the brackets. Okay, so first we have the number of successes. Instead of typing 0, I want to apply the same formula easily to all the rows, so I'm just going to click on this. That way I can click and drag the handle later to apply it to every value of x. The number of trials, so how many spinners are we spinning? 6, right? What is the probability of success? The sectors are numbered 1 to 4, equally sized, so the probability of getting a 4 is 1/4, or 0.25. I'm going to write 1/4 like this. Cumulative. Don't worry about that. We're just going to make it false. Cumulative just adds up all the probabilities. So if I use this formula for x equals 2, it'll give me the probabilities for x equals 0 plus x equals 1 plus x equals 2. We're not doing that. So we're just going to type false, close brackets. There we go. And then I can click on the handle and drag. And there we go. We have a comparison of the experimental and theoretical probabilities. Again, I'm going to select all the columns, including the headings. I'm going to go Insert, Chart, and that right there. Okay, this time it's giving me a double bar graph right away, which is good. Okay. Again, maybe a better title would be experimental versus theoretical probabilities. Okay, we see it's not that far off, the probabilities here, because we did quite a few trials, right? We did 100 trials. So, and if you remember, the more trials you do, the closer your experimental probability is going to be to your theoretical probability. Again, we're going to add a vertical axis title. We should just call it probability. There we go. All right, so we're done with the binomial distribution. Next up, the geometric distribution. Okay, now remember, just try to give your waiting time a big enough number, okay? Just whatever you think is reasonable. Once it gets close to 0, you can stop, okay? You don't have to go to 1,000 or 10,000, whatever, all right? Okay, now for the theoretical probability, there is no formula for geometric distribution. So just type out the math. Here, remember, if you remember from this example, there's a 1 out of 4 chance of missing the free throw. That's considered a success. So we are going to just calculate, okay, 0.75, which is the probability of failure, okay, 3 out of 4, to the power of the waiting time, and then times the probability of success, right? Remember the formula for the probability was q to the power of x times p, right? That's what we're doing right here. So p is 0.25, all right? So that right there is my theoretical probability. Click on the handle and drag. All right, don't worry about going to greater than the number. That's not going to work on the graph, so we're just going to leave that. Again, select all the columns with the headings, okay? Insert chart. Okay, it's defaulting to a line chart again. We go on to double bar graph right here. Okay, and there we go. We have our experimental versus theoretical probabilities. Our headings are not working this time. We should find a way to correct that. Perhaps if I delete this. Okay. Let's retry this. Insert chart. There we go. Better. Okay. Experimental versus theoretical probabilities. And again, we should add a vertical axis title. Let's call it probability. Again, it's not too far off, right? The experimental and theoretical probabilities here, we did 100 trials and the probabilities are quite close. Okay, they're not that close as like the binomial distribution, but they're close enough. All right, last up, we have the hypergeometric distribution. If you remember from this example, we got a 3-card hand dealt from the face cards, and we're counting the number of kings in each hand, right? Okay, so I got my experimental probability here. Again, I'm going to calculate the theoretical probability now. Now, for the theoretical probability for hypergeometric distribution, our formula is equals hyp geom dist. Okay, that's for the hypergeometric distribution file. Oh, just hold on. Little error right there. Okay. Looks like it just reloaded. Got a little internet error there. Okay, let's start over again. Okay, so our formula for the hypergeometric distribution, hyp geom dist, open bracket, number of successes, that's our x, right? We're gonna click on that. Okay, number of draws, that's how many cards in this case, okay? That is my r, okay? 3, the number of successes in the population, that is a, how many successes are available, okay? There are 4 kings, so I'm gonna do 4. The population size here, this is n, right? For in this example, okay, it's a hand dealt from the face cards, so it's just the 12 face cards. So I'm going to type 12, close bracket, going to click on the handle and drag. Okay, and then I am going to compare the experimental and theoretical probabilities by inserting a double bar graph. Insert chart. Okay, so we see again it's quite close. Some of them are a bit off, but it's fairly close, I think. And again, we should insert a vertical axis title. It's called probability. Okay, and there, we're done. We just compared the theoretical and experimental probabilities for every type of probability distribution by making a theoretical probability distribution and making a double bar graph for each probability distribution. So I'll let you guys do the same thing for your assignment. All right, that concludes today's video.